And Donald Trump is naming more members of his cabinet, this ahead of his meeting with President Biden at the White House tomorrow.
All right, Fox 5 Sharon Crowley joins us now with the latest on the transition. Sharon.
Yeah, all eyes are actually looking at Mar-a-Lago because that's where a lot of these decisions are coming out of. President-elect Trump's cabinet's picks all have one thing in common: loyalty to him and his agenda. Critics, though, already say some of the president-elect's picks are people without the right experience or expertise for the job.
President-elect Donald Trump steadily putting together his cabinet picks. He just named his choice for National Security Advisor, Republican Florida Congressman Mike Waltz. President-elect Donald Trump naming former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee his next pick for U.S. Ambassador to Israel.
So loyalty is the remaining common denominator, and that seems more than anything else. That loyalty to Donald Trump personally and avid championship of his policy positions seem to be the key criteria for these appointments.
He's not relying on some of the regular run-of-the-mill Republicans who might be skeptical or apathetic about his agenda. Instead, he's falling back on folks who are bought in from day one.
Another Republican once considered for VP, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, is expected to be picked as Homeland Security Secretary. Florida Senator Marco Rubio is reportedly a top contender for the Secretary of State job. Political analyst David Birdsell says Trump is choosing people who have been consistently loyal.
We're seeing people who have been consistent defenders at least since the installation of the first Trump administration in 2017, consistent defenders of that administration and prosecuting their agendas in the Congress. And so that has been a strong suggestion that this is an administration that's trying to find people who know how to work with likely allies in the Congress, but who are also absolutely rock solid in their support for Trump agendas.
Trump has already signaled that border security will be a top priority. He named former acting ICE director Tom Homan as border czar and Stephen Miller as deputy chief of staff. Both are immigration hardliners, and Democrats see problems ahead.
Stephen Miller and Tom Homan were the architects of a lot of the first Trump administration horrific immigration policies. We're going to have to figure out how we fight that best.
Now, a little more on Senator Rubio. He's, of course, a former rival of President-elect Trump, but he is a member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, so he does bring international experience. And as for his record, he has a hard stance on countries like China, so we'll wait and see if he is chosen to be Secretary of State. A big appointment.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Thanks, Sharon.